Well. It's Friday. We all know it's Friday. Did I change? Oh, I didn't change the thumbnail, did I? Well, I can do that while I'm while I'm talking. How y'all doing? Happy Friday. It's obviously Funky Friday with the someone said blaxploitation music in the background. That's okay. It's the Morning Night Live. We do things a little differently around here. There's the right thumbnail. Happy Veterans Day to all of those who have served. We're proud of you, and we're glad that you have made that effort to help keep our country safe and whatnot. And unfortunately, you've been stuck doing stupid nation building shit. But you know, the important thing is we're still a free country, at least for now. So today it's a hot topic day. I don't know how to turn that music down. Johnny, help me out. There you go. Thank you. No, I knew how. But anyway, so today it's all hot topics. Plus, we'll do the Friday Q&A just like we do it every Friday. As long as I'm doing the show on the weekdays. So, and that's foreshadowing. So anyway, shall we do this thing? Yeah, I think we should. Johnny, it's time. Play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Yes! Let's do this thing. Johnny, stop that stuff. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. What the hell is Malcolm? Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where it is Friday, the 10th of November. Oof, a little too much coffee. 2023. And again, I just reiterate that today is Veterans Day, and we thank all of the people who have served our country, now, who are serving them now, even though they're not veterans yet, and in the past. And this is for the ones who, it's not just the ones who passed. It's not Memorial Day, Joe Biden. It is Veterans Day. So this time you can say, yeah, all you people stand up and be seen. So thank you if you have served. In fact, my father was a veteran. My grandfather was a veteran. I never served. I was in a Marine Corps officer school for a point in time, but then I ended up going into the Marines. But I appreciate the sacrifice and just the training part that they have to go through to do what you do. Although I know now that it seems like our Defense Department is more concerned about pronouns than readiness, but whatever. There's still a lot of good men and women serving in the armed forces, and the ones who have, done so in the past, whether they made it back or made the ultimate sacrifice, deserve our appreciation and grace. So, on that note, we're going to today is kind of a hodgepodge day. I'm not really going to go through a lot of articles, although I'll put a bunch in the links today. But it's just going to be kind of the hot topics, and we'll do Q&A. In fact, let me open up a Q&A. Let me open up a Q&A link here in the YouTube chat. We're only on YouTube today because I had a glitch again on Rumble. But that was a self-imposed glitch. So if you're coming over there from here, thank you for joining me over here too. This is another Ask Me Anything Q&A. We'll add that to the thing here. And there you go. So, and then we'll get to those questions toward the end of the show. So let's say hi to the people who are here, though, because, you are the people who make the show happen, because I do this. Everything I do it for you. Oh, yeah. Little Bryan Adams there. It's Bryan Adams who sings that, right? I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so let's say hi first in the chat on YouTube and Rumble, even though Rumble's not open, is Avocados Diablo, who gets the bell this morning. Also, good morning to Zombie Teddy. Oh my gosh, welcome back, my friend. Nice to see you in the chat. JB's in the house, Mike Savage, Blarg. Also, good morning to Somnambul Nation, my favorite Canadian Jaeger pony, Tyler F., Simon Wolfwood, Cannibalistic Wizard. And I think I hit the wrong honk there. Attack Alpaca. Attack Alpaca is in the house. Welcome to you. Also, Ronan's in the house. I'm sure Maddie's in the background somewhere. Good morning. Also, Big Dave 1066 is back. Nice to have you. Fake news expert Darren Root, Gunfox 61, the great administrator of our Discord server. If you're not on there, Gunfox always puts a ton of news in there, and a lot of you do also. Good morning also to Anna Lynn, and I am in a house, LOL. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means, JB. I'm in a house too, in my studio that I built in the basement here with all these studio lights and stuff. So I'm glad that you're. Oh wait, did you buy a house? Or are you just in a house? I'm in a house, and are you with a mouse? With your spouse? Trying to delouse? Oh, that's gross. What am I talking about? This is so weird. Anyway, shall we do a few thank yous before we hit the... there's one. There's one. I see Candy. Candy liked one of my, one of the retweets of the show. Candy is, here's our, should we do our daily fake account thought? Maybe we should do that. So here's Candy. We're gonna. Oh wait, I gotta make sure you can see it. I didn't do the thing yet. You know the thing. You know the thing. Yeah. All right. Here's our fake account of the day. This would be someone called Candy. It tastes like candy, even when you walk, and even when you talk, it just comes over me. So this is Candy with the fake account. Now this one actually has 177 posts though, which is unusual. Usually they only have one or two, but this is Candy who liked one of the tweets about the show today. Who says, "I think I've been here before, if that's okay." Well, I don't know. Beauty cosmetic person. This person actually has tweets, so it's again an attractive, somewhat Asian-looking woman. I'm sure she's got some Asian characters in her name too. And she has some weird fish she's cooking there. So for whatever reason, this person decided to like the tweet of the show, even though I'm pretty sure this person has no common followers with me. 40 followers, 53 followers, following 40. This account has been open since September 2013. So we know that it's a fake account because, even I could get more than 100 followers in that long a time. So anyway, go figure. And first, before I did say hi to everybody. Thank you, Gunfox61, the first sponsor of the day. Of course, that makes you the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, Gunfox61, dropping an article in the links with an MSNBC opinion link. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to open it. But by the way, it's Funky Friday too. So on Funky Friday, obviously when we do the tweets and things, whatever, the super chats, you get a little music. Gunfox61 with a Hamilton in the tip jar saying, "Tap dance your way around this without stepping on the landmines." Oh, good God. What do we got here, Gunfox? What do you got for me here? It's not opening. What the hell's going on? Click it again, and it's opening in the wrong place. So we'll move this right over here, and we're gonna put it right up near the front of the show today. So, MSNBC is mad about a decision, or are they saying the Supreme Court's mad about a decision? We'll find out. Thank you, Gunfox, for sponsoring the show. If you want to sponsor the show, do I even have a link to sponsor the show? Where's the bot thingy? Is it showing up? There, here. Drop a deuce in the tip jar. In fact, let's see if we can get $50 in the tip jar today. I don't know how you can do that. We'll figure it out because I'm not going to come anywhere near the goal, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get it in there today. Pin that. There you go. Now you can find it. pdognight.live. That'll tell you how to get there. All right, and let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Gunfox, dropping another Hamilton in the tip jar. Thank you, Gunfox61. I appreciate you very much. And let's finish. Well, we need the music then. Here we go. Gunfox says, oops. Do we need them? Oh, Lord. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but we're going to open the article, and it's opening in the wrong place again. Let's put it in the right place so it'll be ready for the show. All right. So we've got a couple head exploders in the links today. Thank you, Gunfox61, for sponsoring the show. You are diligent and appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Now, remember, it is Q&A day. You can drop some Q&As, questions in the question section. We'll get to those towards the end of the show. Also, make sure you like the show. Make sure you tweet out the show, or not tweet necessarily, just on your social media. Let people know we're here. Tell them to come on down. Do that. Does anyone remember what... So, on The Price is Right? Bob Barker was the host of The Price is Right. And he wasn't the guy who... told people to come on down. Wasn't his name Johnny too? Does anyone know what that guy's name was? Johnny something. Anyone remember? And he had the glasses, and every once in a while they'd show him. I killed the Q&A. What do you mean I killed the Q&A? I didn't kill the Q&A. Let me see here. Did I kill the Q&A? No, there's all kinds of questions in the Q&A. The Q&A is still there. What are you talking about? All right. I'm not doing that yet, though. I'm not doing the Q&A yet. Not yet. Johnny something. What was it? Johnny Olson. Was that right? Is that it? Is that correct? Johnny Olson. I got one. Well, that's Somnable Nation saying it twice. So Johnny Olson, you are the next contestant on The Price is Right. Anyway. All right. We're going to do Gunfox articles first, and then we'll do the rest of the stuff, right? Good morning, Zed. Zed the Snarky's in the house. How you doing? Let's start with Gunfox's article, and this is an MSNBC opinion piece. Even this Supreme Court knows it's shot itself in the foot. I wonder if there's a pun intended. It looks as if some of Justice Clarence Thomas's colleagues are finally recognizing the consequences of his jurisprudence. Well, of course, which ones? The ones that have been on the court more recently, or the ones who've been hanging there? Good morning, Reaction de Puerto Rico is in the house. All right, let's see what this is. A Jessica Levinson, MSNBC columnist, who says, quote, "It is not every day that even the conservative Supreme Court seems ready to distance itself from its own ruling. But the justices look poised to offer up a, quote, just kidding, end quote, about its 2022 landmark decision, which created a new standard limiting the constitutionality of gun regulations. Whether the court saunters or sprints away from that decision, during arguments in the United States versus Rahimi earlier this week, signaled that it's likely to uphold a federal law barring those subject to domestic violence restraining orders from possessing guns. Isn't it Remembrance Day, or you guys call it something different? No, it's Remembrance Day in the UK, I believe, and it's the same day, is it Remembrance Day, November 11th? It's Veterans Day in the U.S. It's Remembrance Day in the UK. Just to answer that question, that should be in the question and answer section. Good morning, Richo, by the way. It's Q&A day. Go ahead and drop some AMAs over there. Okay. It's likely to uphold a federal law barring those subject to domestic violence restraining orders. Last year, the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, Justin Clarence Thomas led the court in a 6-3 conservative majority in striking down New York's concealed carry law. What does that have to do with this law? They're two different laws. Anyway, in one sense, Bruin built on the court's 2008 ruling in District of Columbia versus Heller, in which 5 conservative justices declared that the Second Amendment created a personal right to self-defense in one's home. Why wouldn't it on your private property? I'm confused why they would think that's not right. But anyway, Bruin extended that right to carrying a weapon in public But perhaps even more importantly, it created a new legal standard. Courts can only uphold gun regulations if they are consistent with our nation's history and tradition, or, as the Supreme Court put it elsewhere in its opinion, consistent with this nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. In other words, for any gun regulation reviewed this year, Thomas and his conservative colleagues want us to go back to 1791 to determine whether it fits within our nation's history and tradition. According to the court, the meaning of the Constitution is fixed according to the understandings of those who ratified it. I know where they're going here. Well, sort of fixed. Thomas did acknowledge that we could jump forward almost 80 years to 1868 and consider what the right to bear arms meant when the 14th Amendment was ratified and the Bill of Rights extended to the states. Creating this new test, Thomas aggressively espoused an originalist approach to constitutional interpretation. Supporters of this school of legal thought believe it forces judges to be neutral arbiters, not activists. Yeah, right, exactly. Where is she going with this? But Thomas' standard does no such thing. Instead, it forces lawmakers and lawyers to perform original historical research into the history and tradition of our country. If this sounds like giving judges and lawmakers permission to cherry-pick historical examples to fit their end goal, you're right. As historian Jack Rakove points out, the originalist view is that the Second Amendment protected an individual right to bear arms for self-defense would have flabbergasted Americans of the founding era. When the Bill of Rights was being debated, he writes, no one ever publicly proposed that the purpose of bearing arms was to protect a common law right of self-defense, nor did it explain what constitutional purpose such a private right would protect. Well, I don't know. The shall not be infringed part? I don't know. Does it matter? Does it matter? The statement's clear. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe again, back then they didn't just mean muskets and pistols. They included cannons, warships, and all kinds of shit people had. How do you think we fought the wars? Not their private warships and cannons and shit. Anyway, let's see what else this does. But if we assume history is on Thomas's side, whether it be 1791 or 1868, there are plenty of reasons to distance ourselves from history and tradition. It was, of course, not until 1868 that black men were granted the full rights of citizenship in our country. It would be more than half a century before women attained the right to vote. Does that change? Okay, hang on. Because there are amendments for those things, right? So I'm not sure what your point is. And more on this later, but men faced no legal repercussions for beating their wives until 1868. Simply put, 1868 was a world away. Thomas and the gun lobby got what they wanted. Lawmakers' hands are increasingly tied and fewer gun relations will be upheld, but Thomas's history and tradition standard is impractical. No, if you need something, you make laws that are constitutional. If it's not constitutional, you got to make a new constitutional amendment. What are you talking about? For gun regulations to be constitutional, the government must identify a well-established and representative historical analog, not a historical twin. However, he provided precious little guidance for what representative historical analog is, and that standard creates more questions than answers. Given Thomas's vague and amorphous standard, it was just a matter of time until the court reviewed another case that pushed it to confront the consequences of the Bruin decision. Which brings us back to U.S. versus Rahimi. Zachary Rahimi likes firing his gun a lot. Unfortunately for him, he did it in violation of federal law. Rahimi assaulted his girlfriend, the mother of his child, and threatened to shoot her if she told anyone about the assault. So he should be in jail. But where does this... I'm curious. Where... If he assaulted her, then that's... The state court should have had put his ass in jail. Hello, those ain't real. How you doing? Let's see. Threatened to shoot her. This led to a restraining order against him. But why, if he assaulted her, that's... Why isn't he in jail? I mean, I get if he has... Oh, my God. Rahimi's claim before the court is that that federal law preventing him from owning a gun violates his Second Amendment rights, a claim the conservative Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals initially rejected and only adopted after the Supreme Court Bruin decision. If you're looking for a narrow historical analog from 1791 to 1868 for laws preventing those subject to domestic violence restraining orders from owning guns, you won't find one. It wasn't until 1871 that any state punished husbands who beat their wives. It took until 1920 for every state to criminalize wife beating. Women were okay. Blah, blah, blah. Given that wife beating was legal in 1791 and 1868, there's zero chance of finding a law that prevented those engaged in domestic violence from owning guns. Here's the part that it should. Here's the part. The part of him not being able to own guns is, why is it Mr. Rahimi in jail? That's the part that should. Holy shit. The state failed to do their job prosecuting Rahimi for his crimes. Yes, Jimmy Das Hotep. And speaking of which, thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep, dropping a big 20 in the tip jar, and you are tied for the Superstar Sponsor of the Day. We have a tie with Gunfox and Jimmy Das Hotep. Who says, oh, wait, I need some funky music for this. Hold on. Let me find some funky music. Here we go. Because it is a super chat. You get a little funk to go along with it on Funky Friday. Jimmy Das Hotep dropping a 20 in the tip jar says Mr. Rahimi was a piece of shit in that red flag law case. They will have to narrow that red flag law to proven dangerous persons, which is actually a win. There was a nationwide injunction yesterday on braces and ultimately ATF ruling like they make the law. Yeah, the ATF did that, and it's not even a law. So again, the ATF's acting as though they are the legislature. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Rahimi should have. Why didn't the state put his ass in jail for assaulting his wife or his girlfriend, whoever it was? This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. If you're sensing that perhaps the history and tradition standard has some flaws, you're right, where a majority of the court seemed to be, after oral arguments this week, Thomas and Justice Samuel Alito, though, still appear comfortable striking down the law, but don't look for the courts to write a majority opinion that explicitly retreats from its decision in Bruin. Instead, the majority will likely say it's merely clarifying that standard on hold. If a person is dangerous, here is with respect to engaging in domestic violence, then there are enough historical analogs to uphold restrictions that person's gun ownership rights. Yeah. And then as Justice Sonia Sotomayor noted in 2014, all too often the only difference between a battered woman and a dead woman is the presence of a gun. I'm going to bet you, I'll bet you all $40 that's in the tip jar today so far, that a very small percentage of battered women who end up being ended, and fuck those motherfuckers who do that shit. I'll bet you the vast majority are not ended with a weapon of any sort of firearm. A vast majority. I'll bet you that whole $40. The vast majority are not ended with any form of firearm. So I'll bet you more ended with just hands and feet. And the state failed in that case, as Jimmy Das Hotep so astutely noted. So it's again, you can accuse anyone of anything, but in the case where that man was found to have assaulted his wife and he never went to jail, which look, convicted felon. Now I know they're trying to say, they're trying to get the thing where convicted felons could have things like that too. But that's holy shit. All right, let's move on to the second thing that Gunfox has given me, and let's see if I can get through it without my head exploding. So here we go. This is from Business Insider, which is, oh, this is weird. Oh my God. Okay, this is just, this is amazing. This is an amazing story. A commercial airplane took off with 2 missing windows and reached 10,000 feet before anyone realized there was a problem. Oh my. Oh my. By the way, someone else showed up. Shrapnel. Shrapnel's in the house. Nice to see you, brother. And also, those ain't real, dude. I didn't say the whole thing, but there you go. This is, oh goodness. An Airbus A321 took off from London with missing window panes. Oh my gosh. A commercial airplane took off with 2 missing window assemblies and reached more than 10,000 feet before anyone realized something was wrong, the Air Accidents Investigation Branch said. The incident, which involved an Airbus A321, was the subject of a special bulletin released by the AAIB last week, detailing events that took place on October 4th. How did, I guess, though, the cabin never pressurized then? Let me just read along, because maybe it's missing the outer planes or inner planes, but still, nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. On that day, the plane departed from London Stansted Airport for Orlando International Airport and was carrying 3 pilots, an engineer, loadmaster, 6 cabin crew, 9 passengers, and it was scheduled for a multi-day charter, the bulletin said. But shortly after takeoff, several passengers noticed that the aircraft seemed a bit colder and noisier than usual, according to the report. They didn't notice while they were taxiing that it was noisier. The plane continued to climb to an altitude of 10,000 feet, and the seatbelt signs were switched off. The bulletins. Oh my God. There's a flight crew on this plane too. They didn't notice. It was at that point the loadmaster walked toward the back of the plane and noticed a significant increase in cabin noise, saying it was loud enough to damage your hearing, according to the report. And it took him till 10,000 feet to notice. The loadmaster also noticed that the window seal on a window on the left side of the plane was flapping in the airflow. The flight crew decided to stop the plane's climb at 14,000 feet and reduce airspeed, despite no abnormal indications on the flight deck and normal operations of the aircraft's pressurizing system. Okay, so apparently there was a window that, well, no, because it was colder. Nobody noticed this? An engineer and a pilot were then dispatched to take a look. It was agreed that the aircraft should return to Stansted, and the plane landed 36 minutes after taking off. Once parked, the cabin crew inspected the plane and discovered that 2 window assemblies, the inner and outer panes and rubber seal, were missing. Are there how many? Who's any pilot people, airplane people here? How many panes do those windows have? Do they have more than 2? Or because you would think someone would notice the wind or the Independent reported the only thing in place was, so there is a scratch plane, a piece of plastic that prevents passengers from touching the outer window. So the inner scratch plane was there, and so it had enough cabin pressure to not like suck people out of the plane. The inner pane and seal from the third window had also been displaced. It added that the day before the flight, the plane had been used during a filming event where high-power lights were active for up to 5.5 hours. Thermal damage and window deformation were subsequently observed in the area around the overwing emergency exit, which the AAIB attributed to extensive exposure to elevated temperatures. So, holy crapola! That's pretty amazing. There's a couple more lines, but I'm not going to read the rest. Thank you, Gunfox. That's an amazing story. Wait, Richo's talking about Australia is into the World Cup semifinals of cricket, mate. I know you're Irish and you don't really do cricket, but we made another one that's like 7 of the last 8 World Cups. LOL, Mike said, I thought you were talking to me because I'm half Irish too. Yeah, we don't do cricket. I don't understand the game. I know it's similar to kind of a baseball thing, but then you got to knock the little post down and they pitch weird and bounce it off the ground, and I don't get it. So, it'll be cool. It's cricket. Congratulations on Australia on making it to the World Cricket semifinals. Yeah, there's been a lot of news about it on the Twitter machine. So, all right, let's get into the topics. Just kind of topics of the day, and we'll do this for about 15 minutes, and then we'll get into the Q&A at the end. Like I said, I will have multiple links of things, mostly about the goings on in Israel, in the links today. But I'm not going to go do any of those stories. We're just strictly going to do trending topics and Q&A. So, if you want to read updates on what's happening over there, there's quite a few of them. Now, trending topics. Let's get into that. Today is Veterans Day in the United States of America. And that is obviously trending today. Friends, okay, so anyway, happy Veterans Day to everyone that has served this great country. Thanks to my favorite presidential candidate, Ron DeSantis, for your service. I'm looking forward to you serving in the White House someday soon. Okay, that's somebody, I don't know who Jill Anthony is. That's there. Let's see. In anticipation, legal circles, despite the government offices closed today for Veterans Day, an injunction blocking Big Ten Petiti will still come within hours. Okay, there's something going on. Oh, a lot of being made of Big Ten decision being announced while University of Michigan and JH are flying to PSU. My understanding is I don't know what's going on there. I don't care. And I don't know why there's not more Veterans Day. Maybe is Veterans Day technically tomorrow, and this is just the federal holiday. The home for our troops Veterans Day celebrity eBay auction is up and running at ebay.com. Some amazing items. Auction ends Monday. Bid. Proceeds go to build specially designed mortgage-free homes for severely wounded U.S. veterans. That's a cool thing. In fact, I'm going to put Jake Tapper. I have my issues with Jake Tapper, but he is one of the most prolific news people when it comes to veterans issues and honoring veterans and doing things to help veterans. So I'll put that link to his that special thing on eBay that is going out to help veterans. Good morning, Jen T. How you doing? Nice to have you back. So anyway, Guide Arms, Guild Arms, Happy Veterans Day. Drop your photos below. Oh, I see people are putting their own photos in. So there's a lot of weird stuff. It must be. Am I getting Veterans Day wrong? I know it's also Remembrance Day over in the UK. I think tomorrow. And in fact, here's one thing: tensions are high in London. This was from a while ago, because this is for November 11th. Tensions are high in London ahead of the Million March for Palestine. Direct action to take place on November 11th. People are being bussed in from all over England to the event. It coincides with Remembrance Day, the Commonwealth equivalent of Veterans Day. We showed you this yesterday. So there's going to be a lot of news over there tomorrow in London, with probably clash between the Palestinian protest and with Remembrance Day. So we'll probably catch up on that on Monday. Anyway, now, as I said, why is it? Okay, there we go. It also just happens to be today is the birthday of the Marine Corps. Happy birthday, Marines. It's so for us at Iconic Media, to you, happy Veterans Day and happy birthday to the Marine Corps. Semper Fi is also trending. 248 years of Marines. The Marines have been first to fight. That legacy now rests on your shoulders. Stay ready and Semper Fidelis. So, happy birthday to the Marine Corps. So that means that's why Semper Fi is trending. Happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. Semper Fi, Devil Dogs. And Devil Dogs is also trending, because that's another nickname for the Marines, would be the Devil Dogs. Happy birthday, Marines. There are so many nicknames for the Marines that have come about over the years, but let's talk about how they earned the name Devil Dogs. Let's do that. This is a little history lesson. In 1918, the Battle of Belleau Woods has become a key component of the United States Marine Corps lore. Legend has it that after the battle, the Germans used the term Teufelshunde, which is devil dogs, to refer to the Marines due to their ferocity. The French even renamed the woods Bois de la Brigade des Marines, Wood of the Marine Brigade, in honor of the Marines' tenacity. One of the most famous quotations in Marine Corps history came during the initial set-off for the battle when Gunnery Sergeant Dick Daly, a recipient of 2 Medals of Honor, prompted his men of the 73rd Marine Gun Company forward with the words, "Come on, you sons of bitches. Do you want to live forever?" That's a legendary phrase. Side note, recruitment ad for the Marine Corps almost got me to join them. It was probably one of the best ever, but I decided to join the Army. So happy 248th to the Marine Corps, this is the ad he was talking about. This is the few, the proud, the Marines. Here it is. Yeah, I remember this ad. This is kind of weird ad, but
it is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage, a challenge to join the elite. And if you succeed, if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself.
Okay, so clearly this ad was created in the game, in the era of video games.
The proud, the Marine.
It is kind of a badass ad, though. All right, there you go. So there you go. That's the ad that just made this man decide to join the Army instead. Okay, so from 1998, that's what it's from. So yeah, this is kind of when video games were becoming a big thing. But again, it's everyone's saying happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. All right, let's move on. Oh, wait. Hold on. We have another super chat. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep. And again, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day, all by your lonesome, dropping a big bullet in the tip jar. Random But the Rippaverse, new comic written by Chuck Dixon, is out for pre-order if anyone likes comics and supporting a Marvel DC alternative. I'll put the link out there. Here we go. We'll drop the link if it shows up in the right place. Where did it show? Yep, it showed up in the right place. So if you're interested in an alternative to Marvel, which is kind of turning into a woke central thanks to Disney and whatnot, the new Rippaverse campaign by a new character in the Rippaverse being introduced, looks like, if you're into comics. So thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep. Appreciate that. Oh, by the way, when you do these chats through Streamlabs, did you know that if you look in the description on the video, which it's a pain in the ass to find the description of the video anymore, but there's different alerts that happen when you put different amounts in the tip jar. And so if you're ever curious about what those different alerts are, they have a short description in the description of the video. But if you're ever interested in what those actually are, well, you might have to just drop one of those once in a while, because some of them are a little different, some of them are a little fun, some are a little sexy, and some are just funny. So consider doing a donation using a different amount than the ones that are just clicked, that you can just click on. All right, back into the show today. We did Happy Birthday Marines. We did Semper Fi. We did Devil Dogs. Also trending, Edmund Fitzgerald. Now, this is the famous shipwreck in Lake Superior that was immortalized by none other than Gordon Lightfoot, the Ballad of the Edmund Fitzgerald. 48 years ago today, the Edmund Fitzgerald left Superior, Wisconsin on her way to Detroit, carrying 26,000 tons of iron ore pellets in its hold. Let's see, is this going to have the music, though? I hope. Yeah, we'll do it without the music, because I keep getting in trouble for music. But you can now. It's interesting. There's a couple different places where you can see commemorative of the Edmund Fitzgerald shipwreck. One is in, I think, Edmonds, Michigan, and the other is in Duluth, Minnesota, where they have one of the lifeboats from there. But just a little history here. So did you know this is one of the most famous Great Lake shipwrecks? I'm just going to play this. The Edmund Fitzgerald sank on November 10th, 1975, near Whitefish Point along Lake Superior. I'm just doing this because I don't know how long. All 29 men aboard died. None of their bodies were found. Every year, memorial services are held across the Midwest. And that fact, this is the that's in Duluth. There's a free like maritime museum, and this life raft is in that museum. You can visit an exhibit for the Fitzgerald at the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum in Paradise, Michigan. I said the wrong place. And there you go. So, and it's, immortalized by the song by Gordon Lightfoot. Moving on. Ron Barron. Now, this is interesting. So Ron Barron is one of the big investors in Tesla and SpaceX and all that stuff. And apparently he believes that Tesla alone is a $1 trillion business. And he has a lot of other insights about it. It's a 24-minute video. I'm not going to play any of it. But Ron Barron says that he and his funds own $4.7 billion in Tesla shares and thinks the stock could reach up to $1,350 a share in the next 7 years. He's talking to, who's he talking to here? This is someone on Squawk Box. So this is CNBC. We'll see a little bit of it
What
here.
have you thought? I know you haven't had a chance to read it all. It's a big, long book. You just got it yesterday. But what do you think of the stories you've seen to this point?
Now, one of it, too, is he thinks the big thing with a Tesla, I guess SpaceX is a part of Tesla, right? Who knows the details in that? But he thinks that SpaceX is really the bigger of the projects of this company, too, and that's why it's going to keep growing.
That suggests Elon even knows these issues. He struggles with it and can't quite get out of the way of being his own worst enemy. I mean, you've said that he is the key man. He's the reason you invest in these companies, and the biggest risk is that something were to happen to him.
So I met him in 2010.
Is this Ron Barron?
It took me
That's
4
not
years
Ron Barron.
before we began to invest.
Oh, this is the guy who's, no, this isn't, that's not Ron Barron. Isn't this the guy who is, this is the guy who's offloading some Tesla stock. An early backer of Tesla and SpaceX explains why he's offloading his Tesla shares. Ron Barron claims Tesla could reach a valuation of $4 trillion, but believes SpaceX might have even more significant potential. The billionaire investor has consistently outperformed the market through his bets on Elon Musk. He has earned a spot of the MarketWatch 50 list and remains fervently bullish in this interview. While Ron Barron initiated his investment venture, Steve Wynn offered him advice. The casino tycoon suggests that Barron name his investment firm after himself as a testament to his commitment and reliability. Fast forward around 40 years, and Barron Capital's paramount investment has been Elon Musk's venture. Barron committed $570 million to Tesla, primarily between 2014 and 2016, which constituted roughly 2% of his assets under management. Presently, after diverting some shares, Tesla accounts for about 10.9% of Barron's capital impressive $41 billion portfolio. This triumphant move has propelled Barron's flagship mutual fund to be able to the sole fund to surpass the NASDAQ comp over the past 5, 10, and 15 years, and has indicated by recent analysis from Bloomberg, during which it yielded a 17% annualized return. So he's been very, very bullish on Tesla, and he thinks it could go higher. But there are some that are offloading their stocks too. So it's an interesting thing here. Ron Barron just destroyed an entire CNBC panel about Tesla. Incredible. So yeah, it's worth watching those, but they're a little too long to do today because of the time constraints. Also trending, Biden and Xi are trending. Biden is going to meet with his boss on Wednesday in California in the first engagement between the leaders of the world's two biggest economies in nearly a year. And a year, man. According to Biden administration officials, and that story is going out there. Now, here, Biden and Xi to seek to stabilize relations in California meeting. Taiwan election interference and the war in the Middle East will be on the agenda, officials say, but the leaders will also look for ways to strengthen ties. Yes, she's going to tie up Biden by blackmail. Okay, I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's true. It's true. So, also in the news right now, we'll just go through these quick now because I got to get going. Shabbat Shalom. Now, it's interesting. It is, Shabbat is on Friday evenings, and so a lot of people are saying Shabbat Shalom. in particular to the Israeli soldiers who are clearing out some tunnels in a certain area of the Middle East. Shabbat Shalom from the brave shoulders of the IDF to all the Jewish communities around the world. Israel, the state of Israel, has their own Twitter account. Shabbat Shalom to our courageous citizens. Shabbat Shalom to our women and men in uniform protecting us. Shabbat Shalom to our loved ones spending their 5th Shabbat as hostages in Gaza. We pray for that this be your last Shabbat in captivity. So it's interesting because you don't always see that trending, but as it is, there's a unique situation going on in that part of the world. You see it a lot more. Bisan is trending. Now, this is apparently a Palestinian influencer, which I hope she'll be able to influence Hamas to disappear. But there's been a big concern for this person named Bisan. And apparently this person, Bisan, who normally posts a couple times a day on Instagram, has been found, is alive. This one says, Ya Allah, I'm so happy Bisan is alive, but my heart genuinely aches seeing the light from her eyes gone. And all the amazing videos her friends shared of her prior to this month, she had such a positive glow. Israel destroyed that for her. She's alive, but they took away her joy. Well, yes, Hamas did do that, didn't they? They effed around, and unfortunately, I have the greatest sympathy for the people of Gaza who are going through this because of the leadership that forces them into this situation. Remember, they were living peacefully prior to this. And unfortunately, Hamas uses their money, that the billions of need, to build tunnels and put rockets near hospitals and put the tunnels under the hospitals. They're mad because they bombed a hospital where the tunnels begin and where Hamas is headquartered underneath the hospital. Which, if they were a standing army, do you think that there'd be someone mad because they're violating international law or the rules of war, or whatever, war crimes? And yet they put all of their resources in sensitive areas so that they can have the martyr effect. And I feel for these people who are stuck with this situation. And you would think that they would finally say, you know what, it's not the Israelis who are abusing us. But unfortunately, there's a lot of propaganda out there claiming that it's all Israel's fault. So now, interesting, John Fetterman is trending. Now, you know me, I normally be making fun of John Fetterman, or I just think he's just, crazy liberal, whatever, regardless. And not because of his situation with a stroke. His brain works. He just can't talk, and he can't listen without using, special equipment. And that's not the problem I have with John Fetterman. My problem with John Fetterman was his ideas, which don't work, and the fact that he's, got a pass for chasing a black man with a shotgun and all kinds of things. But here's one that's interesting. John Fetterman walks past ceasefire advocates getting arrested while he waves an Israeli flag. In the past month, Fetterman has come under fire from leftists and progressives who supported his candidacy. So they're trying to make me like John Fetterman, eh? So here it is. John Fetterman waves a real. Here it is. Here's the. I'll put the link. This is a short enough video that we'll play it. Here's John Fetterman. There's John Fetterman and waving an Israeli flag in his Senate formal attire. So that's interesting. By the way, did you know that the Israelis every day for 4 hours basically do a ceasefire every day? I didn't know this. They do a ceasefire basically every day for 4 hours to allow humanitarian things to happen. I did not know that. There's an article in the links. I'm not going to get to it though, but there you go. So, also Karl Rove is trending. I'm so excited Karl Rove is trending, but a majority of Americans say Karl Rove is a fucking piece of shit, and I'm one of them. Are you? Well, I'm beginning to. Someone here is saying we're never going back to the party of Paul Ryan and Karl Rove and Jeb Bush. Probably a good idea. But anyway, Karl Rove says that a Trump-Biden rematch would be the worst dumpster fire of a campaign in history. He may not be wrong there. I'm just saying, but you know what? Partially it's because I relish Joe Biden running again. I do. I think it would be the greatest thing for commentators ever. Especially I'd love to see him on the campaign trail. Although they won't put him on the campaign trail. They'll try to hide him just like they did the first time. But you know, you got a record to run on, and that record ain't so good. So, moving on, Home Depot is trending because the CEO and founder of Home Depot, and he's a GOP mega donor, Bernie Marcus, has reportedly endorsed Donald Trump for president. So watch for Home Depot boycotts from the left, as if most of the left build shit anyway, or even go to Home Depot. They'll go to the local hardware store, which is fine. I like my local hardware store. My local hardware store is awesome. A little hardware Hank right down the street here. But billionaire Home Depot co-founder endorses Trump, going to win the nomination. And so that's why he's trending. Moving on, the Vote Blue to Stop the Stupid is trending. That's a hashtag today. Vote Blue to Stop the Stupid. Now, anytime you see hashtags like this, there are people who actually believe that. And then there are people who make fun of that. So we'll give you a little bit of both here. So this person right here, Carol Marbacher, whatever, says like rats following a grifting Pied Piper to vote blue to stop the stupid. And they're saying, oh, Trump, these are people who say more tax breaks to the rich. I have constitutional right to polluted air. Take my health care now. I demand to cut Medicaid. Yeah, mine too. I demand that you cut my Social Security. I want polluted drinking water. Oh, all the stupid idiocy that they think is what Republicans want. Yeah, of course. You forgot to throw Granny off the cliff here, Carol. Sorry, your meme is stupid. But then again, then you have vote blue to stop the stupid isn't a very good slogan when Democrats think this is the idea of smart. I can't pay off my student loan starter pack, 400 designer threads, $60 haircut, $6 latte, $2,000 fresh ink on his arm, the tattoos, and a $1,500 iPhone. So those are the people who can't pay off their student loans. Now look, even that is a little over the top. I get it. There's people who struggle to pay their student loans, but you know what? You took out the loan, and they told you that this college degree that in yarn science would make you get a great CEO job at 3M. Well, that didn't work out, and you're probably working at that Starbucks serving this guy coffee. So. Anyway, you took out the loan and now you pay it back. Hello, Selecta Boy. I see you. Wait a minute. There.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget the smashed avo on the toast. Yes, and avocado toast because, it makes sense. So anyway, that's trending. And then let's see. The FBI is trending because, I don't know why the FBI is trending. What did they do now? Oh, Douglas Mackey, aka Ricky Vaughn, is about to go to prison for posting, not even creating, a Hillary Clinton meme in 2016. He was arrested by the FBI 7 days after Biden took office in 2021. That case is insane to me. He's going to go to, they're sending him to prison for a meme claiming he was election interference. Because he made fun of Hillary Clinton. Also, and then Redhead Libertarian says, imagine putting the same resources into finding a guy who pepper sprayed a cop 3 years ago as you did finding the Boston Marathon bomber and mass shooters. The Biden regime for weaponized the FBI against political opposition. Rooting for Greg. Update. Heavily armed FBI SWAT teams continue manhunt for J6 protester and retired Army sergeant in New Jersey woods. So anyway, and here it is. Massive FBI manhunt is underway in New Jersey for January 6th protesters. FBI and local police are on the scene. If they use this much energy and effort for the people conducting real crimes in this country, we'd all be safe. Because some guy was at January 6th and they've got, well, these guys are all in camis and doing a manhunt for one of the J6 protesters. It's insane. It's insane. But you know, hey, it was an insurrection. Good God. Oh, Fed's got $300 million for a new building too. Well, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Oh, what was that supposed to be? That was supposed to be. James Comer. Yeah, James Comer and the subpoenas for Hunter Biden and James Biden. James Comer is investigating the sale of Hunter Biden's art. How dare he? Hunter makes beautiful, valuable art. Don't believe me? Please enjoy a virtual tour of Hunter's art gallery. No, we're not going to do that. So anyway, James Comer is committed to continuing the chase after the Biden crime family. And Swalwell. Oh, cute. Swalwell has something to say about it. All right, let's get to the Q&A. There's a whole bunch of stuff that'll be in the links today. I'm not getting to any of it because I am committed to go to the Q&A today. So here we go. Let's go Q&A. Woo! All right, let's start the Q&A. If you haven't added anything to it, this is the time. I'm going to go about 15 minutes here. Ronan Wolf starts with next trail stop. Maybe a while because I'm going to be working on Saturdays for a while at UPS because it's coming into the peak season. So I tend to work a lot. I work 6 days a week. And so probably not until after the holidays. Avocados Diabli, how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? How many chickens? I don't need this on the screen anymore. I'll put my face on the screen. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? I would guess it would take thousands. And most of the chickens would die a lot of the chickens would die in the process. But I suppose if you had a swarm of 10,000 chickens all going after an elephant, pecking it to death, it would take a while. It would take a really long time. I'm saying at least maybe 10,000, I would guess. And again, a large number of them would perish in the foray. Okay, these are all Avocados Diabli questions. So, except for one from a Somnambule Nation. By the way, Q&A up there, over there in the chat. You can click that Q&A thing and drop a question in. Also, Avocados Diabli. If a vampire bites a zombie, does the vampire become a zombie or does the zombie become a vampire? Well, look, the problem is if the zombie doesn't kill the vampire and the vampire is already dead and the vampire still has its brain, then clearly the vampire is not going to turn into a zombie. So I would say the zombies or the vampire, the zombie's more likely to become a vampire, but then it would be a dead vampire. I don't know. It's a weird question. I'm going to go with the zombie would become a vampire. Avocados Diabli. Also, how do you throw away a garbage can? With a 45-degree trajectory as far as you can. Okay, Somnambule Nation, do you feel the urge to wear a codpiece when you sing cameo tunes? Not so much the codpiece, but I've thought about, growing my hair out like that into that, 2 foot tall, high top, fade thing he had going on. The codpiece, that'd be uncomfortable. Avocados Diabli, why do we wait until the night to call it a day? These are questions that belong on my comedy channel. By the way, if you maybe I'll open that up too. We'll put a link to my Instagram that is all comedy. Although you could do it on YouTube too. I'll do the Instagram one today though, which is called Marty Got Jokes, because I do got jokes. I got jokes. All right. There, we'll put the profile. Where's the profile for Marty Got Jokes? Oh, home. There we go. No, I want Marty Got Jokes. Where's the profile? There we go. I'll put my Instagram Marty Got Jokes channel up there. It's also on YouTube. I got it on both, but we'll do Instagram today. But if you wait, well, we call it because and there we go. Looks like it's okay, it looks like I'm back and it says excellent connection. What the hell was that? So it looks like looks like okay, it looks like I am back. Good. Let's see. Well, we took okay, does anyone else have questions, by the way? Drop them in the chat. But let's go back to we're back at this because this one was getting me. This was what were we on? Did we do the cod? Did we do the cod piece one? No, I said no. I don't have the urge to wear the cod piece, but you know, playing Advo, he's always to blame. Yeah, no, it's not always. Okay, so we did the cod piece one. Yes. Okay, good. I don't know what you're answering there. Jesus called them the synagogue of Satan. Any thoughts? You're not. That's not where the questions go, Richo. We're not doing that. The questions are in the question section. That's where the questions go. Look in the chat. Look at the top of the chat. All right, so we're on. Why do we call it wait until night to call it a day? Because it's usually at the end of the day of work that you call it a day, and then you go into the night. If you try and fail and succeed, which have you done? If you try and fail and succeed, which have you done? Yes. Because the second hand counts the seconds, and it is the second hand. The hour hand, then the second hand, then the minute hand. I just made that shit up. And I'm buffering again, aren't I? What the hell's going on here? What the hell is going on? I'm still going apparently, but it's hard to tell. Why is the third hand on the clock? Oh no, I already said that. If you punch yourself and it hurts, are you weak or are you strong? You're strong because you can hurt the strong, but the weak can't hurt you. So if you hurt yourself, you punched yourself, you are strong. Again, avocados diablo. If tomato is a fruit, does that make ketchup a smoothie? Yes, it does. Oh my gosh, are we still gone? We went down to 8 viewers because of the disruption. Wow, this is messed up. And then let's see. Avocados diablo. If I told you I was a pathological liar, would you believe me? Okay, I'm having that same circle thing going in my head like the YouTube just did. So, oh, it's 13 now? Yeah, it is 13 now. Well, yes, because you can be a pathological liar and occasionally tell the truth. So yes, I would believe you. And then finally, Richo with Jesus called them the synagogue of Satan. Any thoughts? What? Or not on YouTube. LOL. Well, was he talking about specific people? Not just all the, no, I'm not answering that on YouTube. Okay, guys. Since this stream has gone to crap, I might as well end it now. I hope you all those of you who made it this long, I hope you enjoy the weekend. I don't have any big plans. We're going to help my son-in-law put a floor in. Hello, number one, by the way. So I'm going to go help my son-in-law put a floor in his dining room because we're going to, on their new house that they bought. And that's pretty much my weekend. I'm working and doing that. So there's the alarm that says you should have already wrapped it up. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. If you can do so, please sponsor the show once in a while, like Jimmy Das Hotep and Gun Fox did, and Jimmy Das Hotep. You are the Street Lab Superstar sponsor of the day. And thank you for just those of you in the chat. Thanks for the questions, particularly AD, who's prolific. And then also, you can still share the show, hit the like button, do all that stuff. But that's it for today. I got to go. Thank you. Oh, wait, I was gone again? Wait, Selected Boy, I was back. I was back earlier. But y'all have a fantastic day. My name is P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Hey, this is P Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.